All right. Can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, please put that you can hear me in the comments. Hopefully that one worked. So everyone's having audio issues, and it's probably my audio that's not working. Hello, can you hear me? You guys can hear me now. Okay. Oh, shoo. I'm glad that we got that sorted out. Okay. Awesome. Well, as I was saying, everyone, thanks so much for joining. I wanted to say hi to everyone, and looks like we've got a lot of people on. We've got Lee, Derek. Hello, everyone. Thank you for helping me, Alex, Libby. All right. Thank you all for joining. And today we're going to talk about Prime Day. And this is our kind of monthly training where we allow everyone into this, and it's about Prime Day. And Prime Day is coming up, and this could potentially be your biggest day of the year. And I want to just give you some tactics and some strategies that are going to help you to basically make it your biggest Prime Day ever. So before I get started, though, I wanted to make sure that you all know that you can put your questions in the comments, and I'm going to do my best to answer all of your questions for Prime Day, because I want to make sure that you guys are all completely prepared for this. And but I'm going to go ahead, and I'm also going to show my screen here. So I'm glad you guys can hear me. Thank you guys for helping me out there. And let's see here. I'm going to show a window here. Alrighty. Okay, so this is my Prime Day prep strategies. Okay, so I'm going to go through these slowly, but again, if you have any questions, make sure that you drop them into the chat, because I'm going to be answering questions at the end as well. If I see something though that relates over in the chat box, then I'll make sure to answer that as I go. But okay, so here are some to-do things. Now, in 2 days, your inventory should be at the Amazon warehouses. So hopefully you all have kind of prepared extra inventory and you've sent those in to the Prime Day or to the Amazon warehouses. If not, maybe you can just still try to get them in, but it's going to be a lot harder. But just wanted to remind you, that's 2 days from now. So hopefully that's all done. And here's just some things to kind of think about, ways that you can drive more traffic and have this to be a big Prime Day. You can create a discount code within Amazon, and you can actually send that to your email list. So if you do have an email list that you want to, give a special Prime Day discount to, encourage them to purchase your products, then this is a good way to do it to kind of help, keep traffic going. It can help with, some outside traffic. Another thing is I personally always do this. I actually haven't done Prime Day deals. So Prime Day deals, you already had to submit those, but I always add a coupon if I don't have a Prime Day deal going on, and they do very well. So I always make sure to have some sort of discount and coupons on there on the actual listing itself. You can also utilize influencers if you do work with some influencers. A lot of them really like to showcase products. So, if you do have connections like that, then this is a really perfect time to start utilizing, influencers. Okay, here's some strategies for your pay-per-click ads. Okay, the first thing is you're going to want to increase your ads budget for the high-performing campaigns. Now, obviously, if you're not really running any deals, you're not going to really want to do this for those products. This is for products that you're running deals that you are going to have deals like coupons or a Prime Day deal on. And you want to increase to make sure that you don't run out of budget. And another thing is you want to run product targeting ads against your own ASINs for defense. So you don't want to spend all this money for the clicks to get onto your listing for then somebody to just easily click away. So whatever you can do to kind of, make sure that you are kind of defending your territory with those product targeting ads against your own ASINs is a really good idea. And then you're gonna also want to increase your bids for high converting products, and then with deals, and then decrease your bids for those that don't have any deals. Because people are looking for deals on this day, so you don't want to waste a lot of PPC spend for products that you don't have any deals on. So just keep that in mind for just making sure that you stay in budget for Prime Day. Another thing is you're going to want to turn on the sponsored display retargeting campaigns to capture traffic that doesn't actually convert during Prime Day, because you can retarget them. You can, maybe continue some of your coupons or discounts going on for a few more days, and then see if you can capture those sales. And then also you can update your headline copy to, mention deals, or you can add different photos based on whatever it is that you want to do for Prime Day. So, I think headline definitely, just headlining that you are running a deal is a good idea for your ads. Okay, so then make sure also that your listing is retail ready. So that means like when you're running all these ads, you want to make sure that it's done so that it's going to convert. And there's a lot of things that you can do to make sure that you do optimize your listing. And the first thing is, if you're brand registered, you want to make sure you have your A plus content added with a brand story. I actually did this, I think like when brand story came out, I started adding my other products in the brand story, and I started noticing people buying products that they don't normally buy together. And that was pretty amazing. So I really think that it's a really good opportunity to make sure that you have, that brand story in there, so that that you can get those kind of like bundle deals, I guess you could say, without actually doing a virtual bundle. So I think if you aren't doing that, then you're really missing out. So when you do your brand story, you can write, a little blurb about your brand, and then you can actually add your products, and people can scroll to the right, or is it to the left? They can scroll to see the other products that are available within your brand. You can also, once you've got your brand story on all your A plus content, then you unlock access to premium A plus content. And so you can add a comparison chart on there. And the comparison chart also allows you another placement to add more products from your line as well. So you can kind of cross sell and make sure to kind of like increase your cart value, especially, on Prime Day, you're spending more on ads and you're giving discounts. So you want to kind of increase those cart values. Also add virtual bundles. Now I talked before about, making sure that that you're doing those product targeting ads, to the ASIN targeting ads, to make sure that you're defending your products. But adding virtual bundles can also really help defend your listing, because it takes up a whole row of where advertisements could be. So this is another way to defend your listing. So if you haven't had, virtual bundles, definitely put them on. Some people are always like, I put on virtual bundles and they didn't really sell. Well, honestly, for this purpose, the purpose is really to take up space and make sure that you're defending your position and your whole page from competitors advertising and getting those clicks away from your actual listing. Also, you're going to want to update your images if needed using Listing Builder. So I'm going to go over to Listing Builder, and I actually Listing Analyzer. Sorry, not Listing Builder, it's Listing Analyzer. Sorry. This is one of the most incredible tools for optimizing your images. I love that you can actually go on here to this little media comparison tool. So what I did was I put in a bunch of ASINs. You can put your ASIN in there first. So we put my ASIN in here first. This is our Manny's Mysterious Oddities. And then we put our competitors in here, and you can see a bunch of things that are going on. You can even see if they're running coupons. So this is, good to kind of keep track of them. But my favorite thing is, since you're preparing, is media comparison. So you're going to be able to see what images your competitors are doing that maybe you're not. So you can see all the images all stacked on top of each other. So maybe some of your competitors have, dimensions, and you're like, oh, I didn't even do a dimensions photo, or they have a cool infographic that you want to kind of do a similar one like that, or lifestyle images that you hadn't thought of. That is a great way to kind of continue to optimize your images. And you can also see, which listings have videos. It'll show you this one has one video. So you can see, okay, my competitors they don't even have a video, and you can put up a video. That's another thing. If you haven't added a video to your listing, this actually unlocks for Amazon influencers to be able to post up in the upper carousel actual video reviews of your product. And this can really help with your sales. So if you open up this by just adding a video in, I think that can really, people that are doing the influencing program can kind of find you a little bit easier, and then they can place their products or their review videos on your actual listing. So it's another great way to get more videos for free, basically. Okay, so the next thing, I want to go back to my presentation here. I went all the way back to the beginning here. You want to update your keywords. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit about our Cerebro historical trend tool, and I absolutely love the historical trend tool. It's one of the coolest tools that I think we've come out with. You can go back in time and you can find basically you can go back at 24 months. Okay. You can find out where any ASIN was ranking in the organic and the sponsored positions. You can also see the search volume history of any keywords. So it's really, really amazing tool to basically, get ahead of the competition. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you that tool. Okay. So I already went into Cerebro, and I actually took a product that I know sells super, super well on Prime Day, and I put in the ASIN here. And this is just a single search when you're doing the historical trend. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on the show historical trend tool. And I think this is kind of hidden. Some people don't know where it is. It's literally right in the middle here. And you click on this, you click on show historical trend. Last year, Prime Day was July, I believe, of 2023. So I'm going to click on this July of 2023. You can see that it's highlighted here. So we're going to click on July 2023, and then I'm going to click apply filters. And this is going to give me all of the keywords that this particular product was ranking for in sponsored and organic positioning. So one thing you could do is you could say, hey, I want to see where they were ranked between, in the sponsored position between 1 and 20. And you can apply those filters and you can see where their, main targets were for their sponsored ads. So you can kind of get some new keywords that way. Another thing is you can also, I'm going to clear that and I have to go back in and do this again. Once you're in here, you can also kind of sort and filter for particular keywords. And one of the ones I like to do for Prime Day is just Prime. Okay, so I'm just going to see what keyword phrases have Prime in it. And I'm going to go down here and look. Okay, so this is kind of incredible because this vacuum literally, I think, is one of the top sellers for Prime Day, and their organic rank for Prime Day vacuum is 230. So they're not even ranking. They're not even really sponsored rank. They have some sponsored rank, I do believe, on the Prime Day. Let's see if we can sort here. I think I saw them before on some sponsored. They have some keywords. So they're ranking in the sponsored for Prime Day vacuums, or they were cordless vacuum Prime Day. But those are kind of, smaller keywords. So this one actually is kind of incredible because Prime Day vacuum, there's just a wide open opportunity to beat this particular competitor. And you can actually click on here to see if you have Amazon Brand Analytics. I don't know why there's no data, but you can usually see the top clicked and top converted keyword or products in there. So you can also kind of take a look at your other competitors to see what potential Prime Day keywords you have. So you can literally come up with a whole list. Maybe some people are shopping for gifts. So you can see like gifts. I don't know if this is really a gift item, but you could see if there's any gifts. Okay, so you've got some gift keywords in here. So you can do that for any ASIN. And people are sometimes looking for gifts, even, on Prime Day, for people start shopping early. So you can sort for gifts and see if there's any gift keywords that maybe you can target in your pay-per-click advertising. I was actually looking at some other another historical search for our coffin shelf, and there was a search that I did for May, and I was like, there must be something wrong with this. Witchy gifts for women had this huge spike, and it went up to from 700 to 12,000. I went up to Bradley. I was like, there's got to be something wrong with this. There's something sort of glitch, but he's like, well, maybe this is for Mother's Day that people are searching witchy gifts for women. So I thought that was kind of crazy. That that's a crazy opportunity keyword for this random month. Not really random because it's Mother's Day, but I would have never thought Mother's Day would be kind of a gothic type search term. But you can look and find these types of keywords when you do these historical searches, and you can do that by filtering the different phrases. You can even just download the whole list and kind of take a look where they were ranking in the top 50 sponsored spots or the top 100 or whatever. You can look at all their sponsored rankings and you can see, okay, what keywords am I missing and that have a good search volume that maybe nobody else is really targeting. So I think it's a really, really incredible tool that if you have not started utilizing it, then it's really, really a great tool to use. So I'm also going to, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to answer some questions here. I'm also going to share there's a link here that is for the Prime Day checklist that we actually made. So it has some more detailed information in it about the Prime Day checklist. And so I'm going to actually put it in the chat here, in the comments here, and so that you can see it. And I'll actually put it up on the board here. So that is the link to the Prime Day checklist. So you can download that and you can go through it again. There's actually some more details in there for Prime Day, and we put it together. There's stuff with Helium 10 tools. There's stuff without Helium 10 tools. It really is geared towards giving you as much information as possible to help make Prime Day a really big day for you. So, alrighty, I'm going to go back and I'm going to start answering questions for anyone who has any questions. Somebody's from Brisbane. All right. I went there at the beginning of the year for Ecom Tribe conference. So yeah, it's in the middle of the night, pretty much there, I think. So, or 6 a.m. So thanks for joining, Andy, all the way from Brisbane. And all right, so let's see. How do you build an email list? So this is something that takes a little bit of time. And this is something that maybe if you want to do this for the next Prime Day or next holiday season, you can start now. But we do have a way you can put QR codes into into your products. That basically you can create these little QR codes where people can kind of maybe register for a freebie something, or a warranty of your product or something like that. And basically that's kind of how you can start collecting email addresses in there. That's a great way to do it. So that's one way. Or you can have a pop-up at your website. I know, if you have like a Shopify site, make sure you have a pop-up that goes up, and then it can save a list of emails if you create that Shopify site. Now, and I know not everyone has that, but if you're selling just on Amazon, then these inserts are really the best way to do it. We do have different YouTube trainings that you can actually go and kind of search for our inserts trainings on our YouTube channel. But that is a great way. We also, I think, we did a Freedom Ticket extra episode on that. It would be in our Freedom Ticket 4.0. So that is another way that you can, learn more about how to build an email list. But it's really, I think, a great tool. Let's see. Somebody asked about supplements. I'm actually mostly going to try to focus on doing some Prime Day. Looks like people see Bradley in the comments. This replay, it should be available kind of right away. It should be kind of in the social media, wherever you are. You should be able to replay it. All right. Yes, Andy, you did actually speak to me at the conference. I remember that. So I think Bradley also knows you. So thanks for saying hi. Questions. Do I see any more questions? When is Prime Day date? I believe it's July 13th. I know I should know the exact date. But it's July. July 13th, I believe, is when it starts. Somebody said, I missed about the A+ content. So can you give me some more information? Yeah. So on the A+ content, what I was mentioning was that you want to make sure that you add a brand story in your A+ content, because you can add more products on your carousel there. So you can do a little blurb about your brand story, but then there's a space where you can actually add products that are in your line. So I noticed that when I added a brand story, that more people were buying more of my products together when they're actually kind of different types of products, but they were kind of buying more like together. So it increased the cart order value. And that was a really great thing for the brand story to help just kind of increase the cart value. But also, once you do a brand story for all of your A+ content, then you can actually get access to the premium A+ content, and you can do a chart comparison. And in there, you can also add more products that you sell. So really good places to add, help to, increase your cart order values, especially, like I said, you're paying more for ads, you're doing some discounts, you want to kind of get some more bang for your buck. Does it make sense to adjust daytime parties short before and during Prime Day? So in terms of some people kind of stop running as many ads during the week before, but I actually don't. And I've actually seen, continuous sales. So I guess it really depends on your strategy. In terms of day parting, that's usually when you kind of like turn things off during certain times where you're maybe not converting as well, and maybe increase it as when you are. But I think Prime Day may be different, but it really is probably dependent on your product. I recently launched a new product 2 weeks ago and I'm nearly out of stock. Would you advise I do cut PPC and increase price, or continue to sell? You're going to want to just try to keep in stock. You don't want to run out of stock. So if you can increase your price and continue to sell even at a slower rate, I think that would be better. Lee says his main market is the UK. Do they have the same Prime Day? I don't think so. I think this is for the US. We just launched our first product. We're hovering at 100% ACOS. Is this okay? We are following Bradley's honeymoon method with a low price so that people can consider. When you're first launching, that is pretty normal to see that. All right. Shivali says, do you recommend split testing A+ while we're still a few weeks out from the speculated day? Yes, there is actually a way that you can split test your A+ content in Seller Central. So I would suggest, if you we do have some time before. I think we have like probably 4 weeks, so you can start split testing. It usually takes about 4 weeks to kind of give you some good information. So if you were to start your A+ content today and get it all up, you could start doing 2 different versions and split testing those. Helium 10, Serious Sellers Podcast, and Freedom Ticket have been such a great partner in our journey. Best ever. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear it. That's awesome. Okay. Let's see here. So it looks like someone else said, I launched with a 50% sale price discount, which created huge sales velocity, which is great. But now my inventory is very low. Yeah, that's usually the challenge when you're starting and you're launching a product is how much inventory should I have and how fast am I going to sell through this? So it's kind of something that you kind of test and learn as you go. So sometimes I know when I've almost run out of inventory, I've kind of spent a little bit more money to airship things in to keep in stock. If that's an option for you, then you can try to do that too. But yeah, it's definitely really important to get that velocity so that you can rank. So that's why that strategy works really well. But yeah, so good luck to you on that. Our ASIN has the fastest delivery of 5 to 6 days compared to others of 1 day. Not sure if this is affecting conversion because we are getting tons of clicks but not converting, or it has to be images and A+. So there's a lot of things that could be affecting your conversion, but definitely the speed of delivery is going to affect you. So you're going to see a lot, less sales for sure in terms of that kind of a delivery. And then you also need to, probably split test your images to see if there is a better image, for your main image and maybe some of your copy. You can do that split testing within Seller Central. Will Helium 10 be adding TikTok management? I think that's what TikTok is. I'm not sure. I don't know actually. I haven't heard about it. So we do have some content for TikTok though. So we just had a TikTok webinar. So we are trying to support in terms of knowledge and just education to help you to be successful there as well. Does Amazon allow sellers to have their personal account in addition to their business account? In terms of your own, where you buy and then you sell, yes, you can definitely do that. You can have multiple seller accounts as long as you have different business cases for them. And it says future idea for TikTok. So yeah, I mean, never know. It could be potentially in the works. But thank you guys for these questions. Does anyone have any more questions? Some of the best strategies. I think somebody asked, what are the best strategies for launching a new ASIN? I would recommend going to listen to the Maldives Honeymoon podcasts from Bradley Sutton. Maybe we can get somebody to put those in the link in the comments. But those are the podcasts where you can really learn how to launch a product that gives you tons and tons of information. So somebody said, follow up within Seller Central experiments is not available for us as new sellers. Maybe brand registered. Are you brand registered? I think usually you get access to most things. When do you suggest to create a .com website for my brand on Amazon? My sister and I are about to launch our first product soon. I actually would say you could do it right away. Shopify is really cool because they have these templates. You can literally buy a website address and you can connect it to Shopify. And Shopify has templates that you can kind of click and drag and add photos. Personally, I created my own site myself. I took photos of my friends using my products. And I went and just did the templates. I looked at all the templates that they had available and I purchased one that I thought was really cool and would work well for my product. And then you can also, purchase stock images too, if you needed to. There are places you can buy stock images for your website, but I would suggest just putting something together. You can do a very basic one there, and that way you have kind of some brand recognition, people looking for you. They can find you on that site. I think, if you have some time to do it, you can do it right away. Let's see here. Any other questions? The podcast is the Mald. Somebody asked about the podcast. It's on our Serious Sellers podcast. I'm going to see if we can link that down. If somebody can give some of the episodes, I think Bradley could potentially, he's in the chat, if he could add some of those in there, that would be great. The podcast is Serious Sellers Podcast. Bradley Sutton hosts the Serious Sellers Podcast. It's got a ton of great content in there. If you haven't listened to it, then you're in for a treat. Bradley wants me to announce what is going on with Freedom Ticket as far as Walmart. We are actually working on our Walmart Freedom Ticket right now. So we're in the process of starting to film that and put it together, and it's going to be full of incredible Walmart content. So you're going to get everything you need to know to sell in Walmart and be successful. Okay. Okay, can you fulfill Shopify orders via Amazon? You can use FBA to fulfill your orders. So there's a little plugin that you can use to connect your FBA account to Shopify. And so you can fulfill just basically you'll pay for the fulfillment fees. Another way you can do is there's a button you can get on your website. It's a little bit more challenging to get this, but it's called Buy with Prime, and people can literally just click. It's really an easy click, and they can just use their Prime account to buy on your website. So that's another way that you can do it. I actually have that on my site, and it works pretty well. I think it's also good for people, if it's your site and they're like, I don't know if I trust this site yet. But if you have one of those Buy with Prime buttons, they're like, oh, I could just easily use my Amazon account, and it's easy for them to do, and they don't have to fill in anything. It's a good way to go. So, Andy said, is there any news on Walmart for offshore entities? So, I did actually, I have helped some Australian sellers. I know you're in Australia, get onto Walmart recently. What you have to have is an EIN, and you have to have a business address in the US. So those are the main things that you need to have. They are expanding the countries. So some countries that are not officially allowed to sell, you do need to have an EIN and a business address, and they have to match. So whatever your EIN, the business address there, it has to match the US business address in order to get accepted. So yeah, Andy says he knows that's my specialty. Yes, it is. Also Amazon. I mean, Amazon, I've been an Amazon seller since 2016. So definitely Amazon is a specialty as well. Okay. With Buy with Prime, does it capture customer info to add things like an email list? They capture it too, but you can see it. You can see your customer information. That business address cannot be virtual. Some people use the 3PL, but there are some kind of like you can pay for addresses, and different companies allow you to do that. So that's another way to do that, to get onto Walmart. Thank you. You know I'm talented with both. Thank you. Are there any other questions? I'm definitely here to answer any of your questions. I'm seeing some good ones coming in here. But yeah, so Walmart, really good opportunity still. I think people are going to start seeing a lot more success with Walmart as well as TikTok. So, you want to kind of keep I would always suggest, making sure that you're on Amazon first and you're really comfortable with Amazon, but then expanding out, having a Shopify site, have Walmart, have TikTok. You can even do Etsy if possible. eBay, some people do eBay, just making sure that you kind of diversify your offerings. If something were to happen to, a listing on Amazon, maybe something happens with it, I don't know, goes down for a few days, then you still have other things going on. Someone asked, do you sell on Amazon US and UK? Should we register a new account on Amazon US using different credit card details and contact number? I hear that people said it is safer to do this to avoid. So I actually don't sell on the UK. I did test one of my products in there. It didn't do as well in the UK. I did use my same exact account. So I don't know what the strategy would be in terms of different credit card details and contact stuff, but I was able to use my own account, and we registered for the VAT and everything like that. But I don't know anything about a separate account because I did it all in one. Someone said, how should we launch a product with 50% off, price offer, or coupons? There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. You can do a discount and then kind of gradually raise the price. But some people are saying now that you should do, full price items. It really is kind of depending on what you want to do. But the discount does help you to convert more, especially if you don't have any reviews. So I would say, that is a good way to do, to start off, is to give a discount. And then you can start getting those reviews coming in, and you're obviously going to have to run pay-per-click advertising. You can run coupons and all of that stuff, and all of that is going to be helpful for you to convert higher. If we need help for Walmart, how do you reach out to you? Is it possible to use Amazon to fulfill Walmart through Amazon? These are good questions. If you need help with Walmart, I do have a Walmart group. You can tag me on Facebook. It's called Winning with Walmart, or Helium 10 Winning with Walmart. You can join that group. You can tag me with the questions there. I do go live every month in that group too, and I answer questions. But you can just tag me there. But then also, never fulfill Walmart orders with Amazon. They will shut you down. They're competing against each other. They do not want you to, fulfill with Amazon. Even if you do the MCF and it's like a plain box, sometimes they make a mistake and it might be delivered in a Prime box and it could be a problem. So I would suggest that you get a 3PL if you're going to use Walmart, or you can use Walmart Fulfillment Services. Walmart Fulfillment Services are, pretty much the same thing as FBA. You ship in some inventory to them and they will pick, pack, and ship for you. So that is, I think, the best way to do that. All right. Are there any other questions? Anything else? All right. Someone asked, I guess we have another one. Is it wise to give away coupons to Amazon visitors for Amazon ASINs? In terms of listing a coupon on your site, yes, I do believe it's a great thing to help with conversion. Can I open a store on Amazon Japan as a seller on Amazon US, moving there, or can we only sell in one market? You can sell in all the Amazon marketplaces. You just have to kind of open up and make sure you have all the right tax information. There's different qualifications for different markets, but you can sell in other markets if you would like. So I would imagine it might be a little challenging if you don't speak Japanese, but it could be a really cool market. We are offering tools in Japanese now. So our Helium 10 tools, we have them in Japanese. And so that's a potential for you there. Is Helium 10 going to bring TikTok data like Amazon and Walmart? I am not sure about that, but I'm hoping for it, just like probably everyone else is. I opened up a TikTok shop account too. So we'll see what happens in the next few months. Alrighty. Any other questions? Going once, going twice? I don't think I see any more questions in here. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining this this live about Prime Day, and just are ask me anything as well. So thank you guys for joining again, and we will have this again live for everyone in a month again. Otherwise, if you're in the Serious Sellers Club, you can join every week. So thanks again, everyone, for joining, and we will see you all again later. Bye. Bye.